So there's other elimination diets like the Paleo diet. The Whole30 and the Paleo are a little bit different, and we'll contrast this. But the Paleo diet is also an anti-inflammatory approach. It's an elimination diet that came a little bit after the Whole30 diet. And it was bred by people who were saying the Whole30 hasn't quite eliminated everything, and I'm not quite feeling the improvement that I thought. So the Paleo diet is very, very, very heavy on vegetables. The only fruits you're allowed are what they consider tart fruits. You can still have eggs, as much meat as you want, and then good fats and nuts. The Paleo diet was named for being kind of ancient human and eating what you could hunt or gather, but not what one would sow, like for crops, if that makes sense. So also not what you would buy in a grocery store. So no Cheerios or Coke or hot dogs or Lay's potato chips, no sugars. A lot of the sweet fruits would not be allowed, no grains, no dairy. So then came this idea of the ketogenic diet. This is a very high-fat diet with the goal of, instead of living off of sugar, the body starts to live off of fats. And 70% of this diet is all fat. So complete contrast to the 90s. There's still protein allowed in this diet, but almost no carbohydrates. And that even includes vegetables. So this is the only diet we'll talk about today in which plentiful vegetables are not recommended. The ketogenic diet, if one is doing this properly, will allow for ketones to be in the urine, and that will be telling you that your body is burning fat instead of sugar. This diet is known for weight loss, or that's what the goal of it is, as well as trying to reduce brain fog, and it's supposed to give a lot of energy. Now, we don't really know if it's healthy, but that's what it's touted for. So comparing and contrasting some of these diets, again, this is a little divergence from the Mediterranean approach and the anti-inflammatory and heart-healthy approach, because animal protein is allowed, and it's allowed in pretty high abundance. Lots of fats and oils are considered healthy, again, kind of in contrast to the Dean Ornish and the heart-healthy diets. No grains at all, again, in contrast to some of those future or previous diets. Some fruits, some vegetables and starchy vegetables, but really, except for in the ketogenic diet, which does allow dairy, no gluten, no grains, no sugars, no processed foods. So these diets are supposed to be focusing on reducing inflammation in our bodies. Of note, many of my patients who do these kinds of diets do have an increase in cholesterol, and especially the ketogenic diet is noted to have high cholesterol. But the thought is that we've kind of potentially over-villainized cholesterol, and that reducing heart disease is more about reducing inflammation. So people who are experts in these diets say, as long as you have an anti-inflammatory approach to eating, maybe having a little elevation in your cholesterol is not bad for your heart, and in fact, perhaps having that good cholesterol and those good fats will be beneficial and protective. Again, we don't have research, we don't know, but that's what the conversation is right now.